Imagine this. You've finally done it. You've beaten the golds at their own game. You're a winner. But still, you're not quite one of them. After a lifetime of struggle, you've grown accustomed to luxury. But deep down, you know you don't belong. It's only when confronted with society's brutal truth that you remember your real mission. Burdened with leading a rebellion you never wanted, you must come face to face with the parts of yourself you've been trained to suppress. Will you stay true to who you are, or let the lie consume you? Golden Sun by Pierce Brown is the second book in the Red Rising trilogy. In it, we follow Darrow as he rises through the ranks of Gold Society while navigating political intrigue, shifting alliances, and betrayal. We get to see Darrow forge new relationships with old friends and enemies, and at the same time struggle with his identity. Darrow is trapped between his new life of privilege and his commitment to the revolution. This book explores ideas of sacrifice, loyalty, power, and pursuing justice in a society built on oppression. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it, and I'm thrilled to share my thoughts on it. Right off the bat, I want to talk about some of the reasons why I love this book. First of all, there is nonstop action and high stakes. I'm talking about thrilling battles, intense strategy, shocking twists. Pierce Brown really does a great job of keeping you on your toes. Like, I would literally be reading in bed and I would just start screaming or gasping, and my girlfriend would look over at me like, huh? What? Are you good? And I'd be like, girl, I am doing my best right now. Like, this book has me in a chokehold. I cannot tell you how many times I was left breathless at the pace, at the action. I mean, there's literally tension at every single turn. And the action isn't just physical either. I mean, so much of it revolves around navigating the intense politics of Gold Society. Literally one wrong move and Darrow's entire mission could unravel. The next thing that I love about this book is the expanding universe. We get a much deeper look at the different colors. That's pinks, blues, golds, obsidians, reds, so many more. And it really helps to frame Darrow's worldview better. You get a better understanding of his perspective because you get to see more about each color's role and their philosophies and their culture. It's truly fascinating. It introduces new factions, explores new planets, and shows off the larger scope of the universe, which adds weight to Darrow's decisions and actions because his scope isn't just his inner circle or the Institute. It's the entire solar system. Another thing I love about this book is the dialogue. Oh my God. I like when characters use their words as weapons. The dialogue is so sharp and strategic. Conversations are layered with wit and cunning. Oh my goodness. Pierce Brown did such an incredible job creating these conversations. They feel so magnetic. I mean, I'm literally glued to the page. Just incredible. Last but not least, I love a good cliffhanger. Ooh! You'll either love it or you'll hate it, but it's sure to leave you wanting more. I mean, Brown had me exactly where he wanted me. I mean, bloody damn, I couldn't wait to pick up Morning Star and, pick up where this book leaves. It's so good. Now, here's why you should read Golden Sun. Character growth. I want to talk about 3 characters, their growth, and why this makes Golden Sun so compelling. Why it makes Golden Sun an incredible sequel to what I thought was a masterclass opener, to start the series off with. I want to start off with Darrow and some of the different ways that he grew in this book. I think that Darrow really gains a level of strategic maturity in Golden Sun that we just didn't see in Red Rising. In this book, Darrow really starts to understand the intricacies of power in ways that he just didn't in Red Rising. Initially, he believes that rising through the ranks and disrupting the system from within is enough to bring about change. But in this book, he faces harsh realities of politics and gold ruthlessness. We get to see him grow into a more strategic and calculated leader. He realizes that brute force and idealism isn't enough to topple the system. He learns to play the long game, using manipulation and diplomacy to advance his cause. You also get to see the toll that leadership takes on Darrow and how he grows from it. Darrow struggles under the weight of commanding not just a small group, but an entire rebellion. The pressure of making decisions that affect the lives of millions forces him to grow. His evolution from a young rebel, with clear-cut ideas of right and wrong, to a leader who has to make painful compromises is central to his character arc. His leadership style changes from emotional and reactive to more reflective and methodical. And then we also get to see Darrow grow from personal loss. We get the chance to see him bounce back up and be resilient. We see a more vulnerable side of Darrow as he processes grief and trauma while still carrying the burden of leading, a revolution. He suffers profound and unimaginable losses throughout this book. But it's his ability to push forward despite these tragedies that truly mark his growth as a leader and as a fighter. I also want to talk about Severo and Mustang. I really highlighted them in my last book review, and I feel like it's appropriate to continue that here. Both Severo and Mustang undergo huge personal growth, deepening their role within this story. In Golden Sun, Severo steps into a leadership role of his own. He's not just a follower, he's the leader of the Howlers, and he takes initiative, he shows independence, and he proves that he's more than just a sidekick. This growth garners him so much more respect from the others, and they start to see him as more than just the weirdo of the group. No, he is a legit, formidable tactician, and he just has a unique style of leadership. And we also get to see Severo grow in terms of his loyalty, not just to Darrow, but to the rebellion, to the cause, to the fight for justice, the fight against oppression. Severo is one of Darrow's closest allies and friends. Their bond is one of the most important in this book. He's one of the few who remains loyal to Darrow, even after learning his true identity as a Red. Severo's acceptance of this truth marks his growth, as it pushes him beyond a simple loyalty based on shared battles and toward a more profound understanding of Darrow's mission. Despite coming from the Gold Caste, Severo grows to see the injustice of the society and commits himself fully to the cause of the rebellion. Mustang also shines in this book, first as a political and military strategist. It's one of the most significant aspects of her development. She grows into a more nuanced and multifaceted leader who understands not just the mechanics of warfare, but also the intricacies of political maneuvering. Her ability to read situations, make critical alliances, and anticipate power plays is simply unmatched. We get to see her grow into someone capable of influencing the future of the entire society, and not just someone playing a part in Darrow's story. I also really like her relationship growth in this book. Mustang and Darrow's relationship undergoes huge growth in this book. She is forced to confront her feelings for Darrow, especially as she begins to suspect that he's hiding something from her. And I think her growth here is marked by her ability to separate her personal desires from her political and moral responsibilities. And even throughout all of this, she remains a deeply caring and empathetic character. Mustang's loyalties are tested throughout this novel. Torn between her family and her growing attachment to Darrow, she's caught in a constant struggle between duty and personal conviction. And this inner conflict makes her an even more layered character because she has to reconcile her desire to change the system with her ties to the very people who uphold it. I loved reading more about Severo and Mustang because, as I said before, it really deepened their roles in this story. That notwithstanding, I think they serve as crucial counterparts to Darrow. Severo is the raw, loyal, rebellious side of Darrow's mission, willing to fight with everything he has for the cause, while Mustang embodies the more strategic and morally driven aspect of the rebellion, constantly pushing Darrow to think about the long-term consequences of his actions. And together they balance Darrow, helping him evolve as both a leader and a person. Overall, Pierce Brown simply elevates the stakes from Red Rising. The novel's exploration of leadership, loyalty, moral compromise, especially through the growth of characters like Darrow, Severo, Mustang, make it more than just a sci-fi adventure. It is a deeply layered narrative on power, revolution, and the human condition. Whether you're drawn to intense space battles, character-driven drama, or thought-provoking themes, Golden Sun is an unforgettable continuation of the Red Rising series and a must-read for anyone who enjoys epic storytelling with real emotional and intellectual depth. I really enjoyed this book, and I highly recommend. If you read it, let me know, and keep an eye out for my review on Morning Star. Thank you. Peace out.